Hi guys, welcome to Hydra Collectables, where we let our geek flag fly. My name's Luke and I'm your host, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my all-time favourite Spider-Man and Daredevil characters. We are of course talking Wilson Fisk. The Kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk, is a Marvel villain who first made his debut in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50. However, despite his beginnings with the web swinger, he is more notably known as a Daredevil villain. But why is that? Stay tuned to the video, because I'm going to tell you. The Kingpin is a cold, calculating, well-defined character, and unlike most villains within the Marvel Universe, he isn't super in any way. No mutations, no high tech, Wilson Fisk is just a good old-fashioned mob boss. This was seen most notably in Netflix's Daredevil, and fans, myself included, absolutely loved it. However, despite all this love from the fanbase, it is extremely unlikely that we will ever get a version of this character on the big screen. Now I will say that at the time of this video there are rumours that there will be an appearance of the character in this year's Hawkeye series on Disney+. But alas, at the time of this recording these are only rumours. But Luke, why can the Kingpin be making an appearance on the small screen but not the big screen? Why can he only appear on television? Well, as always, this is a legal issue and it all comes down to movie rights and licensing. So as a lot of you guys know, back in the 90s, Marvel was in a lot of trouble and they actually had to file for bankruptcy. In order to get them out of this trouble, they sold the rights to many of their characters. Hulk went over to Universal, the X-Men and Fantastic Four over to Fox, Spider-Man to Sony, Namor and Daredevil to Columbia, and Iron Man to Paramount. That's right. That first Iron Man movie is nothing to do with Disney. That is actually a Paramount film, and that is where the MCU all first began. It wasn't until after they filmed both Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton that the rights actually went over to Disney, and Disney were able to continue the franchise the way that they saw fit. Now it's worth mentioning that in the realm of comics at this time, Frank Miller's Daredevil had massively transformed the character of Wilson Fisk, really fleshing him out and really making a great character, more so than he ever was within the Spider-Man series. And so, using this as evidence, lawyers at Columbia were able to convince people that Wilson Fisk was a Daredevil character, and tied him up within their brand for almost a decade and a half. However, the juggernaut of the MCU was growing and picking up speed, and one by one certain character rights were reverting back to Marvel, back to Disney. Blade, Ghost Rider and Daredevil were the first to come home. They returned to the House of Mouse but would be TV projects, not movies. And at the time, as many of you know, both Marvel movies and TV shows were separate entities. However, despite being so different, these were a lot the same. We had a list of titled characters within their own shows who would eventually team up in one climatic showdown. And the Kingpin was the villain that they pitched for the role of the big bad. And then came Disney+, and with it, all TV projects were scrapped in favour of one controlled universe. Disney had spent their time making every effort to establish that their versions of the characters be the only version that people knew. Let's just take a look at Spider-Man. Despite the fact that his movie rights are over at Sony, the MCU and Marvel, aka Disney, have put every effort in to make you care solely about their version, their character. And so there is a whole generation of children out there that actually believe those Iron Man connections that just don't exist within the comic universe. So yeah, Daredevil is back over at Disney, and we will probably see certain Daredevil characters making their way into the MCU. And yet, despite those lawyers over at Columbia securing the rights to Wilson Fisk within the Daredevil universe all those years ago, I just think it's too much of a ball ache for Disney to go up against Sony in another legal battle. After all, we have to remember that Wilson Fisk did indeed first appear in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50, and thus is a Spider-Man character owned by Sony. So as far as movie rights go, they are not allowed to touch him. That belongs to Sony. However, they can continue to put him into Disney Plus shows or other animated series. So yeah, let's not forget, Wilson Fisk did actually appear in a Sony movie, the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse movie. And yeah, they are in every right to use that character. He belongs to them. So tell me, what do you guys think of all this? Where does Wilson Fisk lie? Is he a Spider-Man villain and belong over at Sony? Or is he a Daredevil villain and he belongs in the MCU? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, poke it right in its little eye. And why not check out this video up here for some facts you didn't know? And until next time, I'll see you in another life. Take care.